Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Prime Time Avenger 26 BK travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning. On your off campsite, no slide to worry about. I just want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. So your power cord stores inside, big long cord stored right behind your tires, and then your water connection is going to be just above your tires. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, first thing you're going to do is level our unit. And it comes with a hand crank. Now your door is about the middle of your unit. I would stick a level in there, crank this to the right to bring it up, to the left to bring it down. Get it level. Once you've got it level, you're going to stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these scissor stabilizing jacks, 8 3/4 inch hand crank. I'm going to recommend some stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads will keep these feet from getting dirty, keep them from sinking into hot blacktop at the parks. Sometimes that happens. So get a 4-pack of those, run those down, and run these down just until they are taut. Remember, our unit's already level, we're just trying to stabilize it. So once you've got some resistance on your hand crank, we don't want to lift the unit, just stop there. Get all 4 of them down, have our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Again, your power cord stores inside here, big long 30 amp cord. At the end of that 30 amp cord, should you need to, there's already in your unit a 30 to 15 amp reducer in case you need to plug that into a 110. Catch your power hooked up, let's hook up your water. At campsites, we're going to hook up 2 city water connection. I do recommend getting a water pressure regulator. It's going to protect the lines in your unit. Hook that up, hook up your hose. Don't turn your hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Yours is located on the back of the unit. And all we're doing at this point, folks, make sure our drain plug's back on there. Get it in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after that hose is on, we're going to go up beside the unit, go into our showers, our sinks, turn everything on, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, get all the air out of the lines, and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping. In that case, we're going to use a freshwater tank, and you fill that up toward the front of the unit over here. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply gravity fill this with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. 1, there's an overflow valve right here, or 2 on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that when you're filling it up. Once it's full, remove that hose, put this cap on, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp with power and water. We'll go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing here on the off camp side, we got our stabilizing jacks, your hand crank. Somebody left the extension cord in there. Again, our city water, black tank flush. We'll talk about that when we leave the campsite. Or not city water, I'm sorry, our fresh water. Down here's our freshwater drain. The flue for your furnace, a few things on that. 1, make sure it's never blocked. 2, if you're running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. You've got a vent for your hood range indoors. Again, our city water connection. Cable for the campsites. Our power. Our sewer. We'll talk about those when we leave the campsite. Black and gray tanks. We do have an outdoor shower here with hot and cold water. And then our low point drains. I gotta be right there. We'll dump those when leaving the campsite too. Got a spare tire. It looks pretty brand new. I recommend getting a cover for that. Keep that from dry rotting on you till you need it. Looks like you're prepped for a backup camera. Again, our hot water heater. And over on your campsite, you do got a little outdoor kitchen area here. Lift that up. Get that to lock in here, and then this will pull out. Griddle under there. I'm locking that in. Get your griddle under there. And a quick connect LP right down here. And your hose is underneath there. Pull that out and connect that in. Make sure you tuck that hose back in good when putting your griddle back in. Getting that quick connect hose easier to see here. Make sure you unlatch them, bringing them down. On your awning, you do have a pitch control. In light rain, you can pitch that. That'll bring rainwater down this way. And now it's bringing down melting snow. A couple of 110s outdoors. Come up your campsite. Just pass through storage area. Your propane is on a regulator. Just point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Lefty loosey to open. And there is your battery. You're also prepped for solar. You can plug in a solar panel right here, and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Well, covers everything out here. Go take a look on the inside. Alright, coming up inside the unit. First thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of emergency. To my left as we come in is our control panel. We've got our exterior lights, which is our awning. Interior lights, which is a few in here. And then our awning control. Pretty close to the wall here. I'll run that out about as far as I can and just tell you that when you run this out, there's going to be a flap fall down and you'll see your bar. Once you can see that bar, don't run that out any further than that. If you do, it'll start to flip itself up back onto itself or run itself up backwards. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Just make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. As I continue running it in, I'll shut off the awning lights. And as that comes in, it's easy for me to say, slam locks work best when gently slammed. All right, coming up into the unit. Go ahead and turn your TV on here. When you get to the campsites, go into the menu, run a digital channel scan. That will help you pick up the channels at the campsite. Get that off. Your stereo is up here. Stereo is up here. This does have, you can pull down on these and this will swing this out away from there. Make sure that your green light is on here. That's a digital channel enhancer. That'll help you pick up channels better. Coming down the hallway here, got our bunk areas, charging ports. Back in the bathroom, our lighting is here. You have a hand crank open power exhaust vent. Access to plumbing under your shower there. Coming out, coming in this corner here, we've got a 110 with GFCI reset. Here's where you turn on your hot water heater. This side for electric, this side for gas. Choose correctly. It does make a difference. Down here is where you can turn on your water pump to access that fresh water. Down here shows you brand new batteries, fresh black and gray tanks. Underneath your sink, a little plumbing to maintain. Here's your access panel. Coming into the kitchen here, all your controls for your fridge are in top and bottom. There is a safety latch. Pull that over for travel. Down below here is going to be your carbon monoxide and propane detector and your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there and a couple 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. Coming in the kitchen here, got a self-explanatory microwave. Light and fan above your cooktop. When your gas is full, you'll just flip that top back for a backsplash, turn this to high, that'll light that up. Same thing on all three of those. Your oven, we'll open this up, turn this to light, which is a flame. That'll light your pilot light down here, and then you'll just turn it to your desired temperature. Make sure you put this glass down for travel. Locks in like that. Over here you got another sink, so some plumbing underneath there to maintain. Owners did leave a lot of the manuals, so keep an eye on that. Check that out. Your sofa will fold down into your bed. So jackknifing that down. Get these good push back down in the back. In the ceiling we got our smoke alarm, AC unit. Go ahead and crank that up. All over here to cool. Turn that down as low as I can. That'll crank your AC up. You can close this. That'll help blast it through the unit better. Shut that off. Turn on our heat. Now you notice once the heat comes on, turn the temperature up. There we go. Heat comes on. It will take a few minutes when I shut this off for that fan to shut off and cycle through. Coming into our bedroom, you are prepped for another TV back here. They had a backer here. Storage under the bed. There's a little bar to hold that open for you if you need. There we go, so you can put your things away. And that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. First thing I like to do is come and shut off my main lights, because then I know every other light that's on in the unit is going to be an accented light. One touch lighting, walk through, shut all that off. 250-pound capacity on these beds. Alright, now that all my lights are off, come back to my control panel, turn on my interior light and say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Everything is secure for travel. The radio off. Goodbye. Shut up my interior light. Nope, I see another light. And exit the unit. Now on these steps, bring them up or down. You want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open, otherwise this can catch on it. Your feet are also adjustable. Simply lift this cotter pin out, put it where you want it. Now before you leave the dump station, you're going to lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn that handle. That's how you want that door for travel. Okay, now if we are out dry camping, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks, come over here, dump our freshwater drain, hook up our hitch and head on home or the nearest dump station, whatever we're in need of. If we are at a campsite, we're going to bring up these stabilizing jacks, unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to the dump station. Now remember, at the dump station you want to park accordingly, depending on how long the hose is you got. Your dump's going to be behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. So park where you can get to that, get up underneath there, hook up your hose, and pull that black handle. When it sounds like that black handle is no longer draining, that's going to be your sewage. go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty or close to it, come out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station, and come to this black tank flush. Hook that hose up, again emphasizing with that black handle open. Turn that hose on, let it run for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of that black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. Then close your black handle and put your gray. Usually while my gray handles are draining, I'll get up underneath there, dump my low point drains. When them are done, if I'm done camping for the season, I don't want to leave water in my stagnant water in my hot water heater. Come over here, lift up on this pressure release valve. When that's full of water, that's going to dump a lot of hot water, so be careful. When that's done, push that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then you can pull this drain down here for your residual waters. Be careful, that may be hot too. When that's done, you're going to close that gray. And it shows empty. Close that gray, grab that sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bumper. And head on home. You're empty. So thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Avenger for many years to come. Happy camping.